Welcome, team. Welcome, welcome. Let me let this guy in here. Please go ahead and turn on your camera. If you are able to turn on your camera, we're going to go ahead and get started. Good to see all of you on this training today. Today, guys, with the training, I'm going to keep it simple. Okay, I'm going to try to knock out today's training in 15 to 20 minutes. Got a long day, and frankly, it's just a very busy day. So with that being said, a couple of things. Okay, for those of you guys in the accountability group, that meeting is tomorrow at 9 a.m. Make sure that you got your prospecting numbers down. Make sure that you're filling out the worksheets. Okay, remember, 10 hours per week. Goal is 2 sales per month, $100,000 per year, but minimum 10 hours of prospecting per week. So you want to make sure that you are filling out those numbers. Let me see here. Okay. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Let me just send a text out to the group telling them that we are live. 1 second, guys. We are live. Let's see here, 2 more groups here. All right. Okay, guys, welcome to the training. Let's go ahead and get started. I've got some notes here that I had from a Word document, and I said, you know what? I want to keep it simple today, and I'm going to be training on some of these things here. Okay. So let me let this guy in. Any fella, let me close the door to my office. All right, guys. Let's get this meeting started. Welcome again. Power hitters, power champions. Let's go ahead and get this training started. So today is Monday. It's a good start. It's a good day to start off the week strong. Okay. You guys know that where we go, man. Last week I did 3 deals. Matter of fact, one of the deals that we closed yesterday on Super Bowl was a 14 kilowatt system that we sold at $5.20 a watt. I got to tell you, that was close to a $20,000 commission, total commission for the mentee and the mentor and myself. So that was a very good Sunday. Now, how do we get there? I want to I'm not going to show a PowerPoint today. I'm just going to talk to you. We're just going to have a conversation. I want you guys to get the vision of what I'm talking about, okay? So here's the situation. Power, I have a video. If anybody's interested in this video, let me know. I'm going to share it in the Power Hitters group as well. I have a video where I explain the difference between Power and the traditional solar dealer, okay? And there's a big difference, right, in the traditional solar dealer and here. The traditional solar dealer does not have an equal opportunity, what I like to call. It's the dealer, they pay their top guys a bigger commission. Those guys pay their guys a smaller commission and so on and so forth. And that's not sustainable. Here we have that opportunity. There's people here making a lot of money. Let me tell you something. Here's a couple of things you want to focus on, okay, just to get the training started. Focus on knocking out your first 3 sales if you haven't yet. Knock out your first 3 sales. How do you do that? Go out there and door knock. Do the new homeowner list. Make 100 calls, okay, minimum to everybody that you know. And I've got trainings on all of these things. The trainings are already pre-recorded. But guess what? Start to build a team. Start to plant the seeds. Start to get free ambassadors. Ambassadors will lead to reps. And anybody on here can go out there and get to the mentor position. And let me tell you something. The mentor position here, it's life-changing income. Life-changing income. Okay? I mean, if you want to make $5,000 a week, $10,000 a week, $50,000 a week, you know that there's mentors that have made $50,000 in a week with this company while you are building your residual passive income through the organization. So guys, I mean, my encouragement to you would be take this business very seriously. Let me put my phone on mute. Actually, it's on vibrate. Let me go ahead and put this here. My encouragement to you would be to take this business extremely seriously. So with that being said, I want to share some personal development, a couple of quotes with you, and I'm going to elaborate on some of these things, okay? Criticism is something that you can avoid easily by saying nothing doing nothing, and being nothing. Some of you, if not all of you, are going to get criticized because you are doing a sales business. And maybe you got some friends, family members, significant others. By the way, open up your camera if you can. If you can't, that's fine. But if you can, open up your camera. Thank you. So some of you guys are going to get criticized by significant other family members or friends or co-workers because you're doing a sales business, or because you're doing, for example, a business that people think is a pyramid business, which it's not. But here's the deal. You're going to get some of that criticism, I'm telling you. But as I just mentioned, criticism is something that you can easily avoid by saying nothing, doing nothing, and being nothing. So I want you guys to have that in mind. As a champion, as a winner, write this down. The road of a champion is a very lonely road. Okay? Trust me when I tell you, man, when I was in high school, my goal was to be a world champion in karate. That was a sport I did through high school. I was not partying on weekends. On weekends, on Monday, you know, the kids in high school would say, hey, man, the teenagers, right? Yeah, that party so-and-so threw was awesome. And I was never at these parties. Why? Because I had a different goal. My goal was like, everybody's worried about the weekend. I'm worried about winning a world title. That was my thing, right? And that was a lonely road. I didn't have as many friends. I didn't hang out with the cool crowd. But I want you to write this down. Don't confuse a popular circle with the winner's circle. That's a good one. Do not confuse a popular circle with the winner's circle, because guess what? When I go back, and maybe you too, when we go back and we look at the cool kids in high school, for example, that were out there partying it up and living it up, right? I'm in my 30s now. I'm 37, right? I'm going to be 38 later this month, the day before convention, right? And guess what? I look at my friends from high school. I look at my friends from the, you know, when we were in our 20s, and I look at the decisions that they made, and I look at the decisions that I made. And I got to tell you, man, I'm in significantly better health than they are, significantly healthier. The lifestyle that I live is significantly different. I'm in my home office. I'm going to have breakfast with my son right now. I'm going to close, and I'm going to make thousands of dollars. On Sunday, yesterday, Super Bowl Sunday, I made more money in one day than what most people make in 2 months. Now, I'm not saying that to brag. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying this because of this reason. The reason why I'm saying that is because where you are right now is a residual effect of the things that you have done up to this point. Where you are in your health is a residual effect of the stuff that you've fed your mouth, right? The things that you put in your mouth, right? Where we are is a residual effect of the things that we've done. So it's not the economy. I'm stretching out because I'm sore. I did back this weekend. It's not the economy, right? It's your economy, right? Because guess what? Whether it was this president or this president, some people, they're going to find a way to win. My question is, are you going to find a way to win? And one of the ways that you find to win, I want you to understand this. This is some of the most crucial things that I can share with you. One of the ways that people win, winners win because winners have, and you'll hear me say this over and over, winners have a certain identity about themselves. Winners have an identity. My identity is that I am a winner. It's just my default identity. I know that I'm going to win. I know that I deserve to win. But why do I deserve to win? Because I'm going to start my day before other people. I'm going to finish my day after other people. I'm going to be strong. Now, nowadays, I don't necessarily work more hours than everybody else. I don't. But you know what I do in the time that I work? I work a lot smarter and a lot harder in the time that I do work, because I value my time with my family more than I value money. The cool part about this business is that, guess what? I recruit people. I sell, I build a team, and my residual income and passive income continues to grow. So I could get paid. I get paid every week on thousands of hours of work. How many hours per week can you work? You could only work X amount of hours per week. if I'm not mistaken, there's 168 hours a week, if I'm not mistaken. That's the most hours you could work if you don't sleep, and that's impossible. But how would you like to get paid on 1,000 hours of work per week? Anybody? Raise your hand. Those of you guys that have your camera on. Okay, how do you get paid on thousands of hours? Leverage. I want you to write this down. One of the winner's favorite words is leverage. Leverage meaning I get paid and you get paid based on the size of the team that you have. It was J. Paul Getty. I think he was the first recorded billionaire in America. This is an oldie but a goodie. He said, I would rather make 1% off of the efforts of 100 people than 100% of my own efforts. Think about that. I would rather make 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. Hell yeah. Because if I don't have to dedicate the time and I'm still making a piece, here's what I tell people, man. I want a sliver to deliver. I want a piece for my niece. I just want a fraction of the action. Does that make sense? I want leveraged income. So I look at Friday's pay and it's thousands of dollars in commissions that came from the sales of other people. Isn't that pretty good? But guess what? When I started with this business late April, early May, I had nobody on my team. Then I said, one day I'm going to have Zooms with a lot of people. One day I'm going to have 50 people on my team. One day I'm going to have 100 people on my team. One day I'm going to have 1,000 people on my team. I'm not at 1,000, but I'm close to 300. Does that make sense? Now, some of those people are doing something and some of those people are not. I don't care. Hey, man, if you want to do something, come and do something. I work with the willing. And guess what? I don't stop recruiting. I want you to write this down for recruiting. Wide or die. You want to go wide, meaning recruit as many people as you can. And there's a couple of rules to building. One of the rules to building is prospecting is everything. This is also 2 rules for selling. Well, 3 rules for selling as well. Selling and recruiting. Prospecting is everything. The fortune is in the immediate and proper follow-up. Not only the follow-up, you got to know how to follow up, which I train in videos as well, right? And then number 3, work with the willing. Even if you're just selling, let's say you're knocking on doors, boom, 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 you get a couple of people, great. You got them because of prospecting. Now you got to follow up to get the bill, to get the appointment, et cetera, right? Some people are not going to be willing to give you that bill. After a while, you shouldn't spend so much time trying to call them. You know what we should spend more time on? Prospecting some more. Prospecting some more. I got a guy, and I said this story last week. He says, JC, I don't have the money to get started. I said, okay. Can I be honest with you? By the way, that's a key question, guys, when closing. Can I be honest with you? Yes, especially closing people that want to join the business. Because when you ask, can I be honest with you? Or can I be brutally honest with you? Now, 99% of the time, they're going to say, yes. They just gave you permission to gut punch that ass. Okay? So he says to me, yes, you can be honest with me. I asked him, do you have a TV? He says, yeah, I got a TV. What about a couch? You got a couch too? He says, yeah, I got a couch. I said, great. Go ahead and sell them. That's the 2 reasons why you're broke. And you could probably get $148. You wanted me to be honest with you? Let me be honest. I said, let me ask you another question. I'm still being honest with you. He says, okay, how old are you? I won't mention his name, but he's in his 30s. I won't mention his age, but he's in his 30s. Let's say he's 30. I said, do you see a problem with being a 30-year-old man and not being able to come up with $148 to change your life? He's like, damn. He says, yeah, I see a problem with that. I said, yeah, and if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. So if I were you, I would sell some shit and come up with the money. And then guess what? Go out there and prospect 40 hours per week if you have to. I used to knock on doors, FYI. I used to knock on doors 8 hours a day, 6 days a week. That's why when people give me this excuse about, whatever excuse they give me, I'm like, man, if you only knew. Out of 10,000 excuses, there's 2 of them that I'll take. The other 9,998, that shit doesn't count with me. Because there is only 2 out of 10,000 that are valid. One of those is you can't prospect because you have to go to a funeral and you're the one in the box. That's one of the 2 that's valid. But see, a lot of people, new year, new me, they said that the last 20 years though. New year, new me. You've been saying that the last 20 years. If you really want it to happen, you got to just make a decision, and you don't need nobody to keep you accountable. You need the person in the mirror to keep you accountable. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. You got to set your plan, okay? And work your plan. Plan your work and work your plan. If you say Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, these hours I can go prospect, you got to put that down on a sheet of paper. And you got to go out there and keep that promise to yourself and go out there and do it. Now, if you make excuse, write this down. Habits are followed by a flock of their relatives. Habits are followed by a flock of their relatives. Go ahead and make that habit of keep justifying and making excuses why your ass can't get out on the field. See if you don't keep making more excuses to not be a winner. Then you don't keep making more excuses to not be a winner. Then you keep justifying why you make those excuses. But on the contrary, if you say, hey man, I'm tired. I don't feel like going out. And it looks like it's going to rain or it's raining. But I said that I'm going to go. So I'm going to go. I'm going to be proud of this moment later. You start keeping promises to yourself. And your self-confidence starts growing. And guess what gets built? Your identity gets built. You start to create that identity of yourself that says, hey man, I'm the guy or girl that gets shit done. You guys without the results, you must be the other guy. Because whether conscious or unconscious, you have an identity about yourself. You believe certain things about yourself, conscious or unconscious. Maybe I used to believe that I was lazy and good for nothing and it'll never amount to anything because my stepfather used to say that shit to me. Then martial arts taught me, your opinion of me is not my reality, and I can change it. I can change it. And let me share this with you. You are 6 inches away from a breakthrough. You know where those 6 inches are? Between your 2 ears. It's a mental game you got to master first. Some of you guys reached out to me, and I'm proud of you, and you guys wanted my Bulletproof Mindset course. And I hooked you guys up with a special deal and payment program, right? Because you understand that guess what? If you're the best prospector in the world, if you're the best salesperson in the world, if you're the best all this shit in the world, but you don't have the mindset of a winner, that's a foundation. It's a mindset. That's why I'm telling you how to create that identity of yourself of a winner, right? So criticism is something you can easily be avoided by saying nothing, doing nothing, and being nothing, okay? So here we go. We mentioned this earlier. If nothing changes, nothing changes, okay? If you keep doing what you're doing, you're gonna keep getting what you're getting. The bottom line is, if you want things to change, you gotta do something different, right? Albert Einstein said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, okay? Here we go. I got some notes here. I'm just going through the notes. Here's one of the notes that I have. And by the way, I would encourage you guys to read this book or get the Audible version of it. And it is called 25 Laws to Doing the Impossible by Patrick Bet-David. 25 Laws to Doing the Impossible. It's an incredible book. By the way, if you're not where you want to be, stop listening to the radio. Start listening to personal development. Start listening to a podcast. I'm launching my podcast in March. I'm going to have world champion kickboxers and MMA fighters on my podcast. I'm going to have stud entrepreneurs from different industries. I'm going to do a lot of podcasts. Probably half of the podcasts are going to be stuff that I do on my own, 10-minute segments. Whether it's my podcast or any other podcast that you listen to, my podcast is going to be called Driven, Not Given, and it has a clothing line with it as well, right? But the point let me tell you one of the reasons why I'm doing it. First of all, because I got good content that I feel that I can share, but also the networking. You don't think I'm going to network with some very, very sharp people? Of course. See, I'm thinking all of my businesses, I have a credit repair company. That helps my solar business. I got clients that didn't qualify that I fixed their credit. Now they qualified. I mean, $6,000, $7,000. So that one helps each other. My podcast business is going to help all of these. And I told my wife, here's what I got time for business-wise next year, meaning this year. My solar business, my credit business, and my podcast. That's what I've got time for. So when other people come to me with other business opportunities, I say, look, honestly, I know my plan, right? I wrote down my plan. I wrote down my week. I wrote down the game plan to achieve all of this, and I'm gonna work the plan. Does that make sense? I recommend that so for some of you guys, it might be, here's your business plan. You work your job 9 to 5 or whatever schedule it is, and you work your business from 5 to 9. You get it? You work your job from 9 to 5, and you work your business from 5 to 9. And what you should be doing during that 5 to 9 is not designing flyers and business cards. You know what you should be doing? A activity. What is A activity? Prospecting. Getting in front of people. Get no after no after no. I just shared this on the Power Hitters group. Every no is worth $70. If you go out there and you knock on doors, and you get no after no after no, and you get 100 no's, but out of those 100 no's, it led you to a sale. You just made $70 per no. So now that you know, oh snap, see, this is how a champion thinks, and this is how a champion salesperson thinks. A champion salesperson and prospector knows it's a law of averages, man. So guess what? If I'm going to go out there and get 100 no's to get a sale, right? Because some people, I'm not saying 100 people. I'm saying 100 no's. If you talk to 100 people that told you no, some people told you yes. Some people told you, give me your card. Some people gave you their phone number. Some people gave you their email. Does that make sense? So let's say it takes 100 no's on average for you to get a yes, and the average commission is $7,000. Well, guess what? You just made $70 per no. Not too bad, right? So if somebody hired you, they said, hey man, I want to hire you for my company, and I'm doing an experiment. I want you to go and use this pitch, and for every one of these people that you use this pitch, but you got to have a great attitude. We have a recorder on you. We can listen to everything. We're going to pay you $50 for everybody that tells you no. You know what people would be doing? They'd be prospecting a lot more than they are prospecting right now. You know why? Because they got to guarantee $50. They're looking forward to it. I'm going to say the pitch perfectly because they're listening to me. I'm going to say it with a great attitude. Shit, can I work on Sunday? But your ass isn't willing to work on Sunday for your own fucking business. See, that shit gets me mad because there's people that tell me that they want it. Then I'm like, dude, you tell me you want it. You've been telling me that you want it, but your ass is still making excuses. But had somebody told you, I'll pay you $40 a no, genuine no, that you pitch with the right attitude, with the right script, you would be begging for overtime. But see, you got a business here that can pay you way more than that. Plus, you could build leverage. You could earn stock options. You could literally get wealthy, and you won't do it for that. You guys see why there's no competition here? Nobody's trying. The majority of people are just half-ass motivated with lip service. Oh, JC, I'm going to make it happen. You don't understand. 2021, it's my year. I'm going to make it happen. 2021, it's my year. Sounds good. Just go do it. Okay, go do it. You knocked on any doors? You know what? I didn't knock on doors because of this, this, and this. Oh, okay. But you don't get it. I'm doing it now. Sounds good. Just go do it. Weeks go by. How many days you go prospecting? Well, about that. And that's the kind of lip service you get. You know what somebody in my shoes does? Goes in one ear, goes out the other. In one ear, out the other. But you know what I am? And here's what you need to be in this business. You need to be a talent scout. You need to look for those people that really want it. You need to look, see, I came into this business, this industry of direct sales with a PhD. Poor, hungry, and determined. I came in here guns blazing. I said, man, look at all of these people. They got this opportunity in front of them, and they're not doing much with it. What I am going to do is I'm going to do what they claim they're going to do. But the difference is that I am going to do it. And I just go bell to bell. That's what I'm encouraging you to do. See, some people are listening to this on the recording or live, and you're thinking, damn, what JC says is hurting my feelings a little bit because it seems like he's talking to me. Well, guess what? We all know the phrase, if the shoe fits, wear it. But see, I'm not going to come in here and sugarcoat stuff and tell you, hey, man, you're doing a great job. You know what? You keep it up. You know what? That excuse, that's a valid excuse. Very few, some excuses are valid. Most are not. I'm just trying to emphasize on how big of a opportunity we've got and how some people are pissing it away. Because let me tell you something. We're not going to be non-public for that long. Watch this. We will go public as a company. We will go public as a company in the next 18 months, 24 months. You have the opportunity right now to earn a lot of stock options. I know this because with a similar company in real estate, eXp Realty, I know some dude that in 2015 was an average successful realtor that's now worth $200 million with that company. Because you know what he did? He took the bull by the horns. He saw the opportunity and he went out there, started selling real estate through them, started recruiting other people to sell real estate through them. And what we did is we copied and pasted their model. Now there's a bunch of people there making multiple six figures per month. Grant Cardone just joined that company. We are a better version of them in an easier industry, and our timing is better. Our stock isn't 120 bucks a share. Their stock just went to over $120 a share. We haven't even gone public yet. So people don't understand that. There's people that are watching this video right now, live or in person. Some of you guys are gonna literally, by 2026, some of you guys are going to be worth, I believe, $10 million. And you may not be a millionaire right now. I'm telling you right now, because some people are going to go out there. Watch, there's people that are in our group right now, in this training right now, that in 5 years are going to be making $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 per month in override income without doing much. Isn't that interesting? But then there's some people here that in 5 years are going to be kicking themselves in the ass. Their foot is going to be sore by kicking themselves in the ass so long, knowing, man, I was there in the beginning before they were public. JC was talking about this day, man, and I missed it. Man, what can I tell you? What I could tell you is that as a leader, you cannot want it more for your people than they want it for themselves. Does that make sense? Write this down. Fortune and love favor the brave. Fortune and love favor the brave. Guess what? You got to be brave to go out there and knock on doors. You got to be bold. They favor the brave and the bold. You got to be bold. Man, 3 months ago, I went on Power Pioneers. Jonathan Budd, the CEO, had just did a training. I go on Power Pioneers and I type, by the end of next year, I will be the top mentor with the biggest team. I didn't come here to take part. I came here to take over. I'm putting everybody on notice. You think some people liked it? Some people liked it. Some people loved it. Some people didn't like it. One guy even commented like being competitive. I say, hey, you're 6 years in the industry. I'm less than 6 months in the industry. Why are you so concerned about me then? We will see. Guess who has a bigger team now with Power? That dude ain't even in Power. Power deposited 15 G's in the last 7 days into my bank account. But see, I'm only a 7-month rookie with solar. Before Power, before May 2020, my first deal was closed in June 2020. I had never closed one solar sale. Not one. Does that make sense? November, I closed 16 though. This year, I'm gonna close a lot more. Right? But I'm not saying that to brag. You know what I'm saying? Fortune and love favor the brave and the bold. I said, I'm going to be bold. I don't care if I end up looking like a dummy at the end of the year and I'm not number one. So imagine people come to me, JC, you say you're going to be number one, but you're not number one. And I say, you know what, I'm not. But my 1099 still shows $1 million, so I feel like number one. I'm cool. So I miss a target. It's all good. But I'm brave. I'm not afraid. Oh, what are people going to think? I'm certainly not afraid of what my friends and family members are going to think that I'm doing this business. I'm certainly not afraid of what somebody's going to think if I'm out there knocking on doors. I'm not afraid of that. That's what I'm trying to get across, man. You want favor. You want love. You want success. You want fortune. What are you willing to do? You can't have $1 million dream with a minimum wage work ethic. Okay? Takes courage. Takes heart. You need to have more heart than Hallmark on Valentine's Day. I got more heart than Hallmark on Valentine's Day, man. You understand what I'm saying? How many of you guys are feeling what I'm saying? But see, you can decide. See, here's a myth. Here's a myth. I like to do a segment, and I'm going to do this on my podcast called Myth Buster. Here's a myth buster for you. It takes time to change. No, it doesn't. That's what people have said no. It takes a decision. Change happens in an instant. Let's say, for example, there's a woman in an abusive relationship. 10 years in an abusive relationship. One day she decides to leave that relationship. It didn't take her 10 years. It was that moment she said, I've had enough. Don't believe the hype that it takes time to make change. No. You can decide right now that you're done. The old me is dead. I had a funeral for the old me. You know, the one that makes excuses, the one that's always justifying, the one that's always finding an alibi, the procrastinator. That person died during this call. The new person that's going to prospect 5 days a week for 2, 3, 4 hours a day, and it's not going to take no for an answer, and is looking forward to no's, that person is here now. And I don't care about other people's opinions. Let me tell you something. Too many times people care about other people's opinions that don't matter. Like that person is going to pay your bills. Like that person is going to go out there and put food on the table. Right? I remember I used to care about other people's opinions. And I'm going to give you this little tip. And I train on this often, but not all of you guys have heard this training. Matter of fact, I don't think most of you guys have. I want you to write this down. There's 4 types of people, and you need to decide which one of these 4 people you are. And I train on this in depth in my Bulletproof Mindset training. There's people that want to be liked. There's people that want to be comfortable. There's people that want to be right. And there's people that want to win. The people that want to be liked are the ones that care too much about other people's opinions. I don't want to call my friends and family members because what are they going to think? I'm pitching them. If you don't pitch them, somebody else is going to pitch them, and they're going to give the business to somebody else. Not only that, this is your career. This is your job. This is an honest living. This is a great industry. You're doing something noble for the homeowner. You're saving them money. You're adding value to their home. You deserve to be paid. There's people that I don't want to call people because then they're going to think I'm pitching them to recruit them. And who cares what they think? But you'll never know if they're going to join your team if you don't reach out to them. Don't be that person. The person who wants to be liked is the one there's only one that's least likely to succeed. That's not going to succeed at all. And that's the person who wants to be comfortable. That's the worst person you want to be. The person that wants to be comfortable. The person who wants to be comfortable is dead in the water. Because guess what? Success exists outside of the comfort zone. Goes back to the prospecting. Goes back to the being consistent. People do what's comfortable. People are wired to do what's comfortable. Nowadays, you don't even have to go out there and get your food. You could just Uber Eats, DoorDash, got my food, comfortable. You don't even got to go rent a movie anymore. Remember back in the days, you used to go to the movie store? For those of you guys, I'm dating myself here, and it's cool. But guess what? You don't got to go out there. You just click a button, Netflix, Voodoo. Let me just order the movie right here. See, that's a good thing, and that's a bad thing because it gets people comfortable. But see, You know that you are a champion and you're leveling up and you're building a bulletproof mindset when the comfortable things make you uncomfortable. I am not comfortable. Look, from 8 a.m. to about 6 p.m., if I'm not making phone calls, if I'm not presenting, if I'm not prospecting, if I'm not fixing a deal to get closer to installation, if I'm not recruiting somebody, doing a 3-year call for somebody, I'm not comfortable. And you know what I'm not doing? I'm not designing business cards. I'm not going through my back office, seeing my commissions or seeing the different levels of my back office. No. How much money does that make? Nothing. Design a business card in and of itself. You know when you should design a business card? When you can't be prospecting. That's when you should be designing a business card. Does that make sense? So you know that you have leveled up when you don't do the things, right? When the things that are comfortable now eventually become uncomfortable. You got to get comfortable. Your new comfort zone is what is currently your uncomfortable zone. Does that make sense? Like prospecting. I love prospecting. I love going out there and getting a deal. When I go out there prospecting, I see a block, sometimes I'll take a picture of the block, right? A wide picture of a block. And I look at that picture and I say, there's a homeowner in here that needs what I want. And I'm going to go find them. And I don't care how many people tell me no. I don't care if they slam door in my face. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm not going to hurt my feelings. If you tell me, get the F out of my door, slam the door in my face, I'm going to say, well, thank you for not wasting my time. Matter of fact, I'm grateful. You know what's worse? Somebody at the door who's super nice to you, who pretends to be interested and wastes your damn time. That's more disrespectful than somebody that slams a door in your face. Because those 5 minutes, 10 minutes you spend talking to that person, that's life you'll never get back. You see the difference in perspective? But see, that's built through time. You start to level up. So there's people that want to be comfortable, people that want to be liked. Then there's people that want to be right. The people that want to be right are the people that say, hey, man, they have a big ego. They always want to be right. They always want to justify why they're right. People like that, I say, hey, man, you're right. Sure. The people that want to be liked, you know what I say to them? Hey, man, I like you, man. Because I try to teach them how to do the thing, but they're the ones that are always going to make excuses. And then there's the people that want to win. The people that want to win, they say, the hell with my comfort zone. The hell with the people that don't like me. And I want you to know something. If you want to go from here to here, here's a news flash. You will likely lose some friends in that process. Mark my words. Also, the same people that got you to this level in the business will not be the same people that get you to this level in the business. You will have people on your team quit. That's why you always should be recruiting. Always be. Now, some people, they're going to recruit and build a team. They're going to continue to go. But a lot of people, they're going to quit. They're not going to hack it. I'm telling you right now, that's a part of the business, man. As long as you're cool and you're willing to put up with that, cool, man, let's go out there and make it happen. But that will happen, okay? And we're gonna go ahead and finish here. Here's a quote by Vince Lombardi that I want to share with you. It's, the dictionary is the only place where success comes before work. The dictionary is the only place where success comes before work. So if you want to be successful, guess what? You got to put in that work. Because the same, the dictionary is the only place where you got to find success before you find work. But in real life, guess what? The work comes in first. And then finally, when it comes to making it happen, there's three people. There's people that make things happen. There's people that watch things happen. Then there's people that wonder, what the hell just happened? Right? Don't be that person that wonders what happened. Don't be that person that's watching other people make it happen, other people closing sales, other people going out there prospecting, other people building a business, building a team. Don't be that person. Participate. Do some shit. Get out of your comfort zone, man. And don't compare yourself to other people. You might see other people going faster or slower than you. You focus on you. What is the best, most productive thing that you could do today? If your prospecting is not as good as somebody else's prospecting, don't matter. You do better than you did yesterday. And you do the productive things today that you didn't do yesterday. Does that make sense? So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this training. Went longer. I was trying to do it 15, 20 minutes, but I just can't. And so anyways, I appreciate you guys. Next week, I'm going to be doing a training next Monday on recruiting. For those of you guys in the training here, remember, the accountability group is tomorrow at 9 a.m. Make sure you fill out your sheets. Make sure you put in those hours of prospecting today. 10 hours per week is a minimum that we've got to do. Okay. This training, as always, is going to be recorded and on a YouTube channel. I'm backed up. I got to share a bunch of trainings on the Power Hitters group and on YouTube. Some of them are already on there. And so this one is going to be public. So you're going to be able to find it. Okay. So anyways, have a good day, guys. Let's go out there and crush it. I appreciate you guys. And we'll talk to you soon.